How's it going?
Coming through here, but I can't hear it.
There's Larry.
Sorry, guys. Can't hear anything. Hang on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, June.
Hello, it's Judy Collins.
Hi, Judy.
Yeah, how are you?
For a second.
Hello, it's Judy Collins.
We
Hi,
hear
Judy.
you.
No, do you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Hello.
Thank you. Good. Wonderful.
Hello, Madam Chair.
Nope, not working.
Okay, I don't know that.
Does anyone know if these AirPods work with this
Thank
Zoom
you, honey.
connection?
We can hear you.
AirPods should work, but you might have to select them as your output source. If you go down to where you can mute and unmute yourself, there should be a little up arrow, and sometimes you can select a different speaker, as in like the thing that you're going to be hearing us from. And you might be able to like select the AirPods from there.
Say that again.
It's only if you're using a PC.
You're killing us.
If you're using a mobile phone, I can't help you.
No. I'm on the computer, and it says my AirPods, and it says connect, and I press connect. It goes beep. But
it might be a problem with the AirPods and not
my
Zoom.
AirPods.
Yeah, if you can't hear anything
Sorry to
through
hold
it.
everyone up. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
As long as you can hear us.
Vaguely, that's my problem. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Jessica.
The volume's so. I wanted to put the AirPods in. Maybe it would be better, but it's not working. It's okay. I'll try again.
I don't know.
Before we put the audio on the live stream, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself.
Oh, Dorothy.
Hi, who said that?
Ida.
Hi, Ida, how you doing?
Okay, I'm doing better. Thank you.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you. Everybody okay?
Another one, Dorothy.
Yes. Yes.
Ida and Dean.
Lori, I see two of you.
Yeah, I'm on phone and computer.
Mute one of the audios.
Okay. So let's see. Who do we have here? 51 participants. Can't tell if we actually have a quorum.
We have a quorum.
Yes, we have a quorum.
Okay.
Hang on. When you're ready to start, let me know. I'll put audio on the live stream.
everyone just remember to mute yourselves if you're not talking to avoid some that feedback.
Thank you. Thanks for the reminder.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I should.
That's it.
Okay, Lori.
Okay. So are we ready to go, Mark?
Ready to go.
Okay, so I'd like to start tonight's meeting. This is the May 18th Community Full Board meeting for Community Board 10. And we start every meeting, as we always do, with the Pledge of Allegiance. And this evening, the honor of the pledge is going to go to Nick Nicolopoulos, one of our longtime board members who will be leaving us, unfortunately. This will be his last meeting. So, Nick?
Okay, where's the flag? Pledge of Allegiance.
Do we have a flag graphic to post?
The YouTube stream has a flag.
Okay, excellent.
The YouTube stream has a flag.
Okay, so Nick, please go ahead.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag
To the
To the
flag
flag of the United States of America
and to the
and to the republic which stands one nation
Under God.
with liberty and justice for all.
And justice for all.
Thank you, Nick. I want to say a few words about Nick. He has been on the board since June of 2014. He served as the Community Board 10 Environmental Committee Chair. He also serves as a parliamentarian as well as a member of the Transportation Committee and the Police and Public Safety Committees. And I want to say I have had Nick as one of my committee members, and just in his participation on the board, he has been a wonderful addition. He's always fair. He always brings up good points. He's a great member of the community. As most of you know, he owns Bay Ridge Bakery, which donates cookies to just about anyone who might want a cookie. He's worked for Bravo, and he's just, well, we're very sorry to see you leave our board, Nick.
Thank you, guys. Really, really a bittersweet moment because I really enjoyed every moment of being on this board. I learned so much. I advise everyone to try it at some point in their lives. It's such an amazing experience. Always try to be fair. I learned a lot about my community and about everyone here. And I also, you know, I was appointed by Councilman Gentili, and I continued on from Councilman Brennan, which I thanked for allowing me to continue. This is, it was really a pleasure. And my business, you know, I opened another place in Jersey, and it's just getting a little tough. So thank you all for everything.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, thank you, Nick. And we hope to see you around.
Thank you, Nick.
God bless you. Yeah, good luck.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Now I would like to call for an adoption of the agenda.
Senior, so moved.
I adopt.
Okay, I hear Joe Sokolowski.
And
Larry.
Judith Collins.
Okay.
Okay.
And an adoption of the minutes.
Yes.
Second.
Thank you. Now to move on to the public session. We're going to attempt to limit each speaker to 2 minutes, just in the interest of keeping this Zoom meeting short. And I would like to acknowledge Senator Andrew Gennardis, who is here at our meeting. Would you like to speak? Is he here? Did we lose him? Okay. I'd like to acknowledge Assemblywoman Nicole Maliotakis. Assemblywoman, if you'd like to speak.
Thank you. Well, Well, first of all, I want to thank the community board and all you're doing and your dedication to continue the meetings as regularly scheduled so we can discuss what's happening in the community and inform each other. I want to first talk about how, during this time, many organizations, including, for example, not only your organization, but we saw organizations like Bravo, great community organizations that have stepped up, and I want to thank all of them for what they've done. Our local hospitals really stepped up, and as you know, did amazing work. I was happy to work with them very closely in trying to get them supplies. But from, whether it was Lutheran, whether it was Maimonides, whether it was the VA, they all did their best, and I really feel that, as I'm sure all of you do, that we owe them so much in terms of gratitude, to thank them for what they've done during this difficult time. Right now we're in a transition phase. Over the last several weeks, the priority was delivering supplies to these organizations, getting them, whether it be face shields or masks or medical gowns, trying to find ways to supplement what the city was providing, because they weren't giving enough to these organizations or these healthcare communities. Now that we have come along and now flattening the curve, there are still some issues that are outstanding. One of them is still unemployment. Unfortunately, and sadly, my office has had to help hundreds of people in our district apply for unemployment. So the first thing I wanted to say tonight was, if you or if someone within your company or a neighbor or a friend is still having trouble weeks later getting through to the DOL system, I want them to contact my office. As I said, we've been able to help about 400 people so far. And I think to understand the magnitude of what's been happening here, 1.6 million people applied for unemployment in the state of New York. There were about another 400,000 people. I understand that people unable to get through, even with the expanded capacity that the governor had put in with Google to try to expand the network, hundreds of people to take the calls. There's still been a back up. And so if you contact my office, we will help get your information over to DOL so you can get those payments. And I think that obviously that's a priority for every family, to be able to make sure that they're getting their checks, their families, and pay their bills. I also want to share with you, the state has set up a mental health hotline for those of you who may feel stress, you may feel anxiety, you may feel depressed. There's a lot happening here. Some people lost loved ones. Some people lost their jobs. Some people are afraid about their business, what the future will be. And the state has set up a mental health line, which I'd like for all of you to share in your social media networks to get that word out there. We have already seen a couple of suicides, in the vicinity, in the area, and we want to prevent that from happening and get this information out to as many people as possible. And that number is 844-863-9314. 844-863-9314. And the next phase, and every day presents a new issue, a new problem. For me, in the last couple of weeks, I've been working on specifically trying to get essential surgeries back on the calendar. As you know, there was a hold on all of that. And there are a lot of people who are suffering, people waiting for hip replacement, knee replacement, glaucoma surgery, hernia surgery, or even preventive procedures like colonoscopies, endoscopies, biopsies. All of these things have to get back on a regular schedule. I've been working with the governor's office to get downstate, to get the whole state really reopened in that sense. But as of right now, it's 49 out of the 62 counties, so we're still pushing for downstate. And so if anyone has a story to share with me that I can then give to the governor about how this is impacting real people, please reach out to my office. My email, nysassembly60@gmail.com. Also, dentistry, another industry we're trying to get reopened. I've been meeting with the Medical Society, but also the Dental Society. And many people, constituents have reached out, dentists have reached out. There are procedures that are non-emergency that need to take place, regular braces, for instance, if you have to get them removed, you need a root canal, unless it's considered an emergency, the dentist currently can't see you. So that's something we're trying to move along as well and put on the governor's radar. I'm working with the Dental Association on that. I know Senator Gennardis is also advocating for that to occur. And the last thing is, looking for ways that we can reopen our economy and get people back to work safely. My priority or my focus has really been on the construction, home improvement, outdoor work. That stuff can happen. It's happening in New Jersey as of today. All of construction, all outdoor work has restarted. It's happening upstate New York. And so I'm talking with the governor's office regularly to see if we can allow it to happen in the city. As a matter of fact, all affordable housing construction has not stopped during this entire period in the city. We're seeing sewer work resume in the city. So we wanted to see if we can put some of those home improvement, those small contractors back to work and start with that as we look for opportunities to reopen our economy. So I wanted to be brief because I know there's other speakers, but if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the work that you've been doing. Thank you. I would next like to hear from Assemblywoman Matilde Frontis has joined us. Would you like to speak?
Sure, of course. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Let's see here. All right. I guess if everyone can see me, that's fine. For some reason, are you guys able to see me?
Yes, we can. I can see you.
No.
Yes.
It depends on who's talking loudest. So if everyone can kind of mute themselves, that helps out.
I see.
There you are.
In any event, it's really good to see everyone. I want to echo what's been said before me, that what a last few trying weeks and months this has been. It's really hard to wrap our minds over how everything has really changed all around us. A few months ago, we had never heard of the word coronavirus, and now the entire world has changed. So I just want to start off by expressing my condolences to anyone here tonight who may have lost a family member, a loved one, a close friend. And I definitely want to take a moment just to remember all of the people here in Bay Ridge and Southern Brooklyn who we lost, especially during the height of the pandemic. I wanted to give people a really quick update because I know that there are a lot of speakers tonight, but my office actually has been pretty busy from day one. When everything was going on, it's not that we were being hard-headed when the governor was telling people to stay home. But the fact of the matter is, we found ourselves just really not having a choice and just putting our boots on the ground, going out every day to see what people needed. The number one need that we noticed right away was the issue of food insecurity. I'm sure that's of no surprise to anybody here. A lot of our seniors have been struggling. A lot of our seniors have not had access to food. So I just wanted people to know that we have been pretty busy signing up hundreds, I should say, of seniors across the district to make sure that they have meals delivered to them from the New York City Get Food NYC program. If anybody here has seniors who need to be signed up, please don't hesitate to reach out to my office. And I know I have some staff on this call, so they'll probably speak a little later because unfortunately I have another Zoom after this. So in addition to signing up seniors for food, you may have seen, whether in the papers or in the social media, that I was also out there delivering PPE door to door. We're still doing it. You know, we don't always get a front page spot in the paper. I don't think I've ever gotten a front page spot in the paper, but that doesn't mean that we're not on the move. So we have given out thousands of masks. We just got another 2,000 from the mayor. We're giving those out right now as we speak. In a couple of days, I'll be tabling out in Bay Ridge. Look for that information on my social media pages. I'll probably be in front of one of the supermarkets that has a lot of foot traffic, and we'll be giving out hand sanitizers, be giving out masks and things of the sort. So we even got a really cool donation of like, I think 500 or 1,000 cell phone cases if people want to sort of make a change and keep their phones germ free. So there's a lot of exciting things going on. Let me share this email that we created for the 46th district, which is helpad, helpad46@gmail.com, helpad46@gmail.com. People love to use it. They contact us for anything that they need, whether they want meals from the city, whether they want boxes of groceries delivered to them, whether they need PPE, they reach out to us and we have been delivering. I hope that most of you here tonight know that my office is having a really important telephone town hall tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. For seniors. If you don't know, consider yourself notified and informed. When I get off this Zoom, I will make sure that Josephine has the flyer and will ask if maybe the community board can share it on their page. You can also look on my social media pages and you'll see it. This is a special telephone town hall just for seniors in the 46th district. That includes many of the seniors here in Bay Ridge. We're going to have people from the New York City Department for the Aging, the New York City Food Czar program, who's been coordinating all the meal deliveries. We'll have someone from HRA, and we're going to have a number of senior organizations in our district on the call talking about what they've been doing. So from Bay Ridge, we'll have someone from the Bay Ridge Center. Really quickly, I'm wrapping up. I wanted to echo what my colleague said a minute ago and just thank the organizations that are on the ground. I tell you, you really don't know who you have and who you can depend on. There's nothing like a pandemic for people to see who they can rely on in their time of need. I'm proud to have been there as a shoulder to lean on for the people of Bay Ridge, but I also want to give credit where credit is due and thank a lot of our nonprofit organizations. So can I give a shout out, please, to Bay Ridge Cares? Thank you for all the work that you've been doing. Grandma's Love, they have been very active serving the people of the community. The Bay Ridge Center, Marianne and Todd, I'm sure you two know them. The Union of Arab Women has been doing amazing work delivering food to people at all hours of the night. And there's also a group, the Brooklyn Immigrant Support, that has been raising a lot of money, spending money out of their own pockets, delivering food to everybody, those in need, which oftentimes includes immigrant families. So I want to thank everybody for doing that as well. I think that's about it for me. Let me say about unemployment insurance. You know, today I got the news that my office, in the last 2 weeks, we helped almost 350 people with their unemployment insurance claims. It's just incredible to me. It's incredible what's going on. I am just humbled and honored that our doors are open and people can reach out to us. If we were not there, if we didn't have my colleagues in government, Nicole, everybody else who's been helping with these claims, I just can't imagine what people would do. But our doors are open. Please use us. Call me, email the office. We are helping people. We get about a dozen very sweet thank you messages a day, which warm my heart, with people just thanking us so much for helping them. Apparently, if you try on your own to get through, it's hard to get someone. But my team seems to have a secret to make sure that you can get a call back and get what you need, and we're proud of that. So please reach out if you need our help. You can also call the office at 718-266-0267, and I promise we'll call you right back. So that's it for me, but can I take a minute if anyone has any questions or?
We're kind of over time. We're trying to keep these Zoom meetings are difficult. So maybe if people want to, maybe you can message, do it by message, and you
Absolutely.
can that would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And I'd like to next move on to Councilman Justin Brannan. Justin, would you like to say a few words?
Sure, really quick. Thank you so much. It's great to be here with you and see you all, see all your faces. I miss you guys. We're doing everything we can to help as many people as we can. As always, no problem is too big or too small for us. We're helping folks every day. There's still a lot of grim news out there, but we do look like we're coming down the other side of the mountain and doing what we can here. Passed a bunch of good legislation last week to help our local small businesses, doing everything we can to try to support them to make it through this tough time. You guys know where to find me if you need me. We're doing lots of mask giveaways. In addition to whatever City Hall is doing, we're doing mask giveaways wherever we can, making sure our folks on the front line still have masks. And also, we're getting our own public testing site starting the week of May 25th, which is next week. It's going to be at 85th and 5th, which is the ground floor of the municipal parking lot. And it's going to be COVID testing there for anyone who needs it. No appointment necessary. You can just walk up. A lot of folks have been asking about testing. City MD, Pro Health, all those urgent care places, they're all offering testing. And they're offering it for City MD is offering it for free. If you have insurance, they'll bill your insurance. If you don't have insurance, you can still get a test. They're really trying to ramp up testing. Testing is really going to be the only way we're going to get ourselves out of this. Doing the best we can, thinking forward about the summer, figuring out beaches and street fairs and that kind of stuff. Doesn't look like much of that is going to be happening, but we do need to think creatively because even though restlessness is not a metric that the CDC follows, restlessness is a reality. And you'll see more and more people out and about on the streets who are just fed up with this and they want to go outside. But, flipping a switch and heading back to normal would be a complete disaster, which is not what we want. But we are in a new reality now where we're flattening the curve. So we are demanding some new guidance. So we can move forward safely, but we can have some semblance of a summer. So stay safe out there. You know how to find me if you need me, and we're here for you. Hang in there, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I would like to acknowledge Captain Robert Conwell from the 68th Precinct. Captain Conwell, would you like to say a few words? Let me see, is he here? Did we lose him? Captain Conwell.
I think we lost him.
Lost him? Okay. All right.
Lori, Andrew's back.
Yes, I just saw. Thank you. And I'd like to recognize Senator Andrew Gennardis. Senator, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, everyone. Sorry I was a few minutes late, but it's great to see you all here again this month. In some ways, there's not much new to report. I think we all know that we're kind of entering month 3 of this new reality, this new normal. And like Justin said, we really need to start thinking about guidance for the next couple of months. I was out this weekend on my bike and I saw just the parks were crowded. Coney Island was packed. Everywhere people were out and about. We really need some good protocols in place to help allow people to have the space they need in order to enjoy the outdoors, especially during the summer months, but also do so in a way that's safe for everyone. 2 things I just want to highlight. The need for food in our community is more dire than I ever thought I would say. Every day that we're giving meals out from my office or a couple of the other locations across the neighborhood, they're turning away more and more people every single week, and it's heartbreaking. It's a really instructive moment when people are willing to wait online for 2.5 or 3 hours just to get food, and they have to be turned away because there's not enough food left. So I know that we're all working really hard to try to increase access to food in a bunch of different ways, but it really tells us and reminds us just how lucky a lot of us are that we can put food on the table for ourselves and our families, and so many of our neighbors can't. The emails that I get at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from people who are still, dealing with frustrations with the unemployment system and don't know what they're going to do next. The utter desperation is just really haunting. So I share that with you all just to kind of put in perspective the type of pain that people out there are still feeling and still dealing with, even if they're otherwise healthy and okay. So my office is here to help with whatever you guys need. We've processed a couple hundred unemployment cases thus far. People still waiting for their checks from late March, middle of March, which is crazy, but we're still trying to help people. So if you know someone who needs help with unemployment, let us know, let me know. We're here to help navigate the system. And the one thing I kind of want to put on the radar for the board, and I know we'll have to have a lot more conversation around this, is what does it look like when our businesses reopen? What creative steps do we have to take to support our local businesses on our avenues, whether they are bars, restaurants, shops, stores, whatever? I think we're going to have to come together and really think outside the box about ways to create sustainable economic models for them to be able to reopen and stay open once we're out of the other side of this. So with that, I hope you're all staying safe, healthy, and well, and know that I'm here for anything you guys need.
Thank you very much, Senator. I'd like to now move over to the public hearing portion. And I invite Doris Cruz, the chair of our Zoning and Land Use Committee, to present on the BSA special application. Doris?
Doris, you might still be muted.
Mute me.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay.
Are we good? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Start over again. Thank you, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. The committee met in quorum via Zoom on Thursday, May 14th. Also in attendance was the developer's representative, Todd Dale. The committee met to discuss the BSA Board of Standard and Appeals application 2019-275B7 for a building proposed at 9201 Fifth Avenue, more easily recognized to us as the Kentucky Fried Chicken site. And the application is for a special permit pursuant to Section 73-44 of the New York City Zoning Resolution to permit the reduction of necessary parking spaces for the proposed building with uses in parking requirement B1 at 9201 Fifth Avenue. Basically, they're asking for a change in the permit for parking. The proposed building is a 3-story mixed-use building with a cellar and a second and third floors to be community facilities with medical space. The special permit is requesting 6 parking spaces. The zoning requires 50 parking spaces. After a quick review of the plans, the committee chair, me, offered some observations about the location before opening up to committee discussion. The observations are as follows. On Fifth Avenue, between 92nd and 94th Street, there are 4 driveways, possibly more. There is a firehouse. There are 3 no standing zones. There is a bus stop on the southwest corner of 92nd Street and 5th Avenue, directly opposite the location. There is a bus stop on the northeast corner of 92nd Street and 5th Avenue, right by 104. And there, school buses, that's the B63 stop, but the school buses pick up and drop off at the northeast corner of 92nd Street and 5th Avenue. And the buses queue up early in the afternoon, according to the crossing guard, early as 1:30 for a 3 p.m. pickup. There is no parking on 92nd Street from 4th Avenue to Gatling Place. 92nd Street from Fort Hamilton to 4th Avenue is highly congested during the evening rush. Gridlock and blocked intersections are common. In addition, on 5th Avenue, on the east side, the closest area to the site, between 92nd and 94th, there are 4, maybe 5 driveways, thus limiting any parking on 4th Avenue. Then the application was open for discussion. The committee noted this is an area ripe for development. It is near a subway station and many bus lines. It was also noted that there are large developments proposed for the area, and this would add additional congestion to the area. Although there are parking concerns about this development, the committee felt that this was an acceptable proposal. Because of the current congestion, there were concerns that the requested reduction of parking was too severe. Some committee members commented that adding parking encourages driving, and there are many reasons to discouraging driving. Others noted that many people do not use public transportation for medical appointments. There were also concerns that the doctors and their staff will use the allotted parking spaces, and there will be almost no parking, if any, for patients. Mr. Dale, the builder's representative, confirmed that the parking would most likely be for doctors and staff, and that patrons would need to find alternate parking. In the course of the discussion, it was made clear that access for parking would be from 92nd Street. The committee saw that the 92nd Street access as problematic. It is a narrow block, and it is used by 4 different bus lines, 2 in each direction. Members asked if the developer would consider an interior drop-off, something like a circular drive-in, or a drive-through. Mr. Dale said he would pass the committee's concerns on to the developer. He advised the committee that because of the current COVID conditions, the Board of Standards and Appeal is only doing virtual meetings, and they're only doing meetings for items already on the calendar. Mr. Dale said that it is unlikely there would be a hearing before August, more likely in September at the earliest. Next page. Since Mr. Dale is willing to take the concerns back to the developer, the committee and the full board can review this at a later date. Unfortunately, Mr. Dale had a previous commitment and could not attend the meeting tonight. A motion was made that the meeting be adjourned to July or August after Mr. Dale gets back to District Manager Beckman on the availability of the developer and the architect. The motion was seconded, and the motion was approved. There were 7 approvals, 2 abstentions. Following the meeting, the district office received comments from residents who watched the meeting on video. They rightfully said that we, the committee, did not discuss accessoride and how those drop-offs would impact traffic in the area. So we have a motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting to a future date. Any discussion?
Any questions? Do we have any questions, Mark?
Questions?
Everybody's unmuted.
Okay.
So we have a motion to adjourn the meeting, and we will be discussing this further.
I second it.
Okay.
Well, the motion is, the committee met in quorum, so the motion is on the floor. We don't need a second. We don't have any discussion. There are no questions or comments. So we're ready for a vote.
Okay, so I'll begin a roll call vote. And I will start with Tracy Britton.
In favor.
Jane Kapitanakis.
In favor.
Shirley Chin.
In favor.
Judy Collins.
In favor.
Doris Cruz.
In favor.
Ida D'Amelio.
In favor.
Richard Day. Richard. Michael Devine.
Favor. In favor.
Yasmin Dwidar. Ann Felutico.
In favor.
Carmen Feliciano.
In favor.
Michael Festa.
In favor.
Barbara Germack.
In favor.
Diane Grenardis.
In favor.
Steve Griffith.
Absent.
Absent. Judy Grimaldi? Steve Harrison? Is absent. Dan Heddick?
In favor.
John Heffernan? Is absent. Justin Hyatt?
In favor.
Jill Hajar?
In favor.
June Johnson?
In favor.
Habib Judah?
Absent.
Okay, Brian Kazuba?
In favor, and Richard Day on chat says his mic isn't working. He's in favor as well.
Okay, I'll mic him down. Thank you. Stella Kokolas?
In favor.
Marty Lentz?
In favor.
Nick Leonardos?
In favor.
Stephanie Mahaney?
In favor.
Ryan Mahoney?
In favor.
Anthony Marino?
In favor.
Ruth Mazer? Absent. Nick Massib?
In favor.
Iris Muley?
In favor.
Nick Nicolopoulos?
In favor.
Susan Pulaski?
In favor.
Dean Racina?
In favor.
Dr. Ramawi? Absent.
Absent.
Adam Rosati?
Absent.
Joseph Sokolowski?
In favor.
Larry Stelter?
Recusal.
Henry Stewart?
In favor.
Ali Taub?
Absent.
Jana Taub? Okay, Jana?
In favor.
Thank you. Julie Thumb?
In favor.
Sandy Vallis?
In favor.
Barbara Bellucci?
In favor.
Lori Willis?
In favor.
Michael Shee? Absent. Ed?
He's here.
He's here.
He's here? Okay. Michael's in favor?
Yeah.
Michael?
Thank you, Michael. Sorry about that. Ed, you?
In favor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes the roll.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Doris, for all
I
the
would
work.
like to add one comment.
Go ahead.
Zoning issues can be confusing, arcane, and if anyone has any questions, confused, want more information, feel free to reach out to me or to the district office, because it really helps to get the confusion clarified. So that, and someone did reach out to me, and I think it helped me focus on the issue more clearly. So please, if you're confused, ask us.
All right. Thank you, Doris. Thank you very much. Okay. And next, we move on to the chair's report. I'd like to keep this brief. So good evening and welcome to our May 2020 board meeting. This month, once again, our meeting is being conducted via Zoom, video and audio with live stream to the public in accordance with executive orders. I'm happy to say that we continue to have our committee meetings and our monthly board meetings during this pandemic, which is a testament to this board's dedication and the staff's dedication to getting our work done. I understand that holding the meetings through this medium is somewhat cumbersome. We've done a great work as a city in driving down the numbers that indicate the damage of this virus, and staying inside as much as possible is a small sacrifice that each one of us can make to keep others alive. So if we all do the right thing, this too shall pass. And thank you for staying the course and attending the meeting, and everyone just stay safe and be well. Respectfully submitted. I'd like to now move on to the district manager's report. Josephine?
Thank you, Lori. Good evening, board members. The district office continues to work remotely on day-to-day issues, as well as preparing for committee meetings. You may have noticed our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram were launched this month. The Communications Committee will be meeting and reporting to you next month, but in the interim, please make sure you like our pages. I want to also provide a few quick updates. The CB10 email newsletter distribution list has grown and become a great resource in getting out day-to-day important COVID-19 updates. I, too, want to shout out to all the community groups who have rolled up their sleeves to help others in the community at this unprecedented time. We have received positive input from the public and also day-to-day calls from, regular, ordinary service delivery questions. The district office also continues to mail public hearing notices on matters of importance that are on the calendar, and we have received positive feedback. The Department of Transportation has informed our office that the 79th Street overpass that reopened last Thursday will proceed now to dismantle the temporary bridge beginning next weekend, weather permitting. National Grid and DDC work has also resumed some work and will move ahead in June, and I will get that email out to you. Finally, the de Blasio administration announced that alternate side parking regulations resumed this week starting Monday, although Thursday is still suspended for Ascension Thursday, and all street festivals and block parties have been canceled through the month of June. We touched base today as we're getting inquiries about July and August, but so far no decisions have been made about July and August street, block party, and other events. So please continue to read all of the email blasts from the district office. They really are chock full of information. Stay safe, be healthy. It was nice seeing you all tonight. And our next meeting of CB10 will take place, I'm sure, right here on June 15, 2020. Respectfully submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. And now we will be moving.
Lori Doris has her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doris.
I just wanted to make a comment. During our committee meeting, the representative for the developer said he was very impressed because he deals with many communities and there are no Zoom meetings going on or similar meetings in Manhattan. He was very impressed with our efficiency.
Yes, he did. He did. Thank you for noting that, Doris. It's true. I was proud of that as well.
And that's a reflection of everyone on the board.
That's right. Okay, so the treasurer's report would be next. That will be, in the interest of brevity, that will be distributed with the minutes of the meeting. And we are now moving on to our committee reports. So the next report will be the Parks Committee with our chair, Diane Gennardis.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to see everyone. 10 met via Zoom on Monday, May 11th at 7 p.m. We did not have a quorum present for this meeting. The meeting was also live streamed or streamed on YouTube for those who could not access it via Zoom. We welcomed Michael Madden, Rachel Kramer, Chris Yadoli, Terry Naraho, and Chris Syret from the New York City Parks Department. And also present at the meeting was Liam Giordano from Senator Andrew Gennardis' office. Mike Madden presented a report regarding the proposed Shore Road Park Dog Run construction project. This dog run is located by the area between 3rd and 4th Avenues and between Shore Road and Shore Parkway, just to the north of the westbound entrance to the Belt Park. The project is funded by Councilman Justin Brannan from our 43rd City Council District to the tune of $1 million. The area encompasses 0.4 acres of Shore Road Park, which stretches over 58 acres of land along Shore Road. The goal of this project is to provide space to accommodate both large and small dogs, include amenities for dogs and dog walkers, provide a welcoming entrance, enhance, provide softer surfaces with less concrete for dogs, correct drainage issues in the area, all in an ADA accessible property. Shore Road Park, along with the other parks in Bay Ridge and neighboring communities, provide many activities, including areas for baseball, handball, basketball, and tennis. There are few parks within this area that also provide a dedicated space for a dog run. The area proposed was previously used as a temporary ice skating rink, a playground, and most recently an area dedicated for construction staging. Mr. Matt presented a detailed description of this area, including the fact that it is currently covered in cracked asphalt. He proceeded to explain the construction proposal as follows. There will be pedestrian-only entry areas and one maintenance area. The latter will be located off the intersection of 4th Avenue and Shore Road at the double gate area. And I see that you have the slides up for everyone to access. There are a good number of trees in this proposed area, they've all been inventoried and found to be in good condition. These trees will provide a nice amount of shade along most of the area, providing an overall canopy of shade in most areas where the benches will be situated. This part of the park faces due south and will therefore be getting adequate sunlight as well. There are planting beds which run along the outer edge of the property. Compact ink-buried evergreen shrubs will enhance the air around the dog run. A new connection for a bottle filler with a dog bowl will replace an existing inactive water fountain. Sinkholes, which exist, will be remedied by the Department of Environmental Protection. There will be a trash bin, a dog bag dispenser near the entrance to the run. There will also be water access, hose spigot connections, and a storage bin located on the property. The dog run will be divided into 2 sections to accommodate different sized dogs. The area dedicated for smaller dogs will be about 4,000 square feet, and the area for larger dogs will be about 12,000 square feet. There will be a 4-foot fence separating the 2 areas. A synthetic turf, which is canine friendly, will be used as well as dog friendly mesh fencing. In an effort to comply with the Parks Without Borders initiative, the height of the fencing will be lowered to appropriate levels at various areas of the run. Also, so that the dogs are not distracted by the tennis court activities adjacent to this run, a fabric screen will be added to the fence along the side of the tennis courts. There will be steel tree guards installed around the trees. The design of these have not been finalized, but will be conducive to being able to keep the areas around the tree clean from leaves and other debris. A variety of benches will be installed, including benches with arms and backs, as well as backless benches. A robust drainage system will be installed to collect and manage rainwater in the area to alleviate floods in the area. The LED will provide adequate lighting to accommodate the time of day or night that individuals might use the run. The timeline for this follows. The design phase is set to end on November the 12th. The procurement phase usually takes 9 months after that. Construction phase usually takes 12 to 18 months, although it was noted that this particular project would probably be constructed in 12 months. If this is the case, the project would be complete around February 2022. If not, an additional 6 months would be added to the construction phase, bringing the project completion to August of 2022. Following the board meeting, a few questions from board members and the public were forwarded to the New York State Parks, and we received the responses, and I will go through those now. Since the Parks Department will be working on a drainage system, do you feel comfortable asking them to consider putting a small sprinkler for the dogs and maybe 1 or 2 pieces of workout equipment, a bridge, a set of stairs, even just 3 steps that go up and down? Something a little extra for the dogs to entertain themselves, but of course have room for their owners to do frisbee throwing and have social distancing. Was a sprinkler considered? Is this possible to add at this juncture? And the response was, I don't know that we've ever installed a sprinkler in a dog run, but that's a very interesting idea. That might be something we can consider in future sites. We're pretty tight on budget, so I'm not sure we can add additional elements like a sprinkler or workout elements for dogs. However, community members will have access to a hose bib and can connect any sprinklers they would like to bring. The sprinklers can be stored in the provided storage box when not in use. The next question or comment. I am concerned about the wrought iron guards surrounding the trees. Are there any other options to protect our trees from dogs in the park that will not harm the trees? And the answer was, our designers have been working on this detail. They have opted for a steel fence that will give ample room for the trunk of the trees without needing to use a concrete footing that would impact the tree roots. This is our most effective tree guard option for this condition, as the trees have such established root systems, and we need to be particularly careful not to damage any structural roots. Next question. Is there a friends group that will be maintaining the dog run, or will New York City Parks provide regular maintenance? This is not an existing friends group associated with this dog run. New York City Parks will provide basic maintenance of the site, for example, trash removal, perimeter cleanup, etc. However, it is important to form a friends group around the dog run. The friends group is responsible in helping to enforce the rules of the dog run and perform cleanup and maintenance of the run. Our Partnerships for Parks team can help to develop and sustain a friends group when the run is constructed. 5. There were several of these children's sandboxes in the Robert Moses era original plans for Shore Road Park, circa 1940, and several remain. The one by Zavarian, the Narrows Botanic Garden, which has been marvelously transformed into a koi pond. Another around 82nd Street or so that has become an overgrown box of weeds. And I think that there's at least one more further south. Can this one be preserved? And this would be in the dog run area. The sand pit, while we appreciate and understand the interest in preserving this element, unfortunately, the condition of the sand pit is very poor. This pit would need complete reconstruction and conflicts with the open run dog space that we are proposing. The sand pit is also in the critical root zone of a mature tree, so careful removal is our best option. Our other concerns are the sanitary and maintaining and maintainable aspects of a sand pit in the dog run. And finally, the last question was, this playground was closed due to poor underground water sewage infrastructure. Has this been examined? Department of Environmental Protection responded, on all infrastructure projects in parks, we work closely with DEP to ensure any work we conduct for both the underground system, sewer, and the longevity of the project, dog run. In addition, we have conducted multiple rounds of borings with both percolation and soil testing throughout the project area to ensure we are approaching the drainage and settlement issues with as much information as possible. We have addressed the sinkhole issue with DEP, and it is currently slated to be repaired. We continue to follow up with DEP periodically to check on the repair status. Since we did not meet in quorum, and there being no other discussion or questions on the presentation, the chair, me, asked for a recommendation from the committee to proceed with the project. Justin Hyatt made a motion to write a letter to the New York City Parks Department in support of the design as presented. It was seconded by Dan Hedricks, and all members in attendance agreed with the recommendation. This will be brought to the entire CB10 membership at our general meeting. This was the only item on our agenda. All those in attendance were thanked for their participation, and the meeting ended at 7:30 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Diane Gennard, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Diane. So the committee did not meet in quorum.
By Dan Hedrick, and all members in attendance agreed with the recommendation.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So we would need a.
This was the only
from the floor.
Sorry, I think someone's listening to the live stream.
Yeah, and it's coming through. So whoever's listening to the live stream, please mute yourself because it's. Okay, so they did not meet in quorum, so we would need someone to make a motion.
You're using a mobile phone. I can't help you.
No.
Doris's hand is up.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Doris. And I need a second.
No, I'm not making a motion to support it. I am making a motion that it not proceed until there is a friends group.
Okay.
The Parks Department cannot do any maintenance in Cannonball Park where there are numerous broken benches.
Okay, so Doris, so we can bring this up in the discussion right now. But what we're what we're looking for is we need a second from the floor because this was.
I can second it.
Okay, thank you, Jana. So now the motion is on the floor, and we can open it up to discussion. Doris, would you like to say something?
Yes, I would like to make an observation that many dog users use Cannonball Park, and I think there is no maintenance in Cannonball Park, and I would not like to see maintenance for dog park be diverted from other park maintenance. I'm very concerned that there should be a friends group supporting this before it proceeds.
Okay, Madam Chair, may I say something?
Yes.
In response to Doris's concern, because I spoke today to Chris McCrate, who is Councilman Brannan's Chief of Staff, and I spoke to him about the issue of the Friends Group, and he does have a list of interested dog goers who attended the scoping meeting, who were interested in forming that Friends Group, and we both committed to working with the group and the Parks Foundation to organize that Friends Group for the park.
Okay, so do we have any other comments from anyone?
Yes, Joe.
Any raised? Who do we have here?
Hello.
Oh, hi. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, I just want what they mentioned about the lighting, that it's going to be open 24 hours.
Yeah, what are the hours? That was my question.
Okay,
yeah, that sounded like 24 hours to me.
Diane, can you answer that for Joe?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute.
You have a question? Please.
Go ahead.
So there was some discussion, and it did not say.
I can't hear you now.
Sorry.
They did.
Lost you again.
Hello? Joe,
hello.
Go ahead,
Joe,
Diane. We can hear you.
Okay, so it's we did not really discuss the hours of operation. The only thing that was addressed was the fact that there should be adequate lighting for those that do use the dog run in the evening or in the early morning. But there was no absolute discussion about the time, what the operation of the dog would be.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Any comments?
Hey, don't.
Go ahead, Larry.
I think I lost you.
Larry, you're muted.
Larry, go ahead.
Larry, you're mute. There.
Yes, I'm here. You hear me now?
Yes.
Larry.
No, I noticed on the plan that there was those red arrows at the entrance, and it looked to be there was a gate of some kind. Is that part of the plan, or that's sort of it's not 24 hours?
There, as I mentioned, there are 3 entrances for pedestrians, and there is one double gate entrance that will be used for maintenance for trash cleanup or anything of that nature. I don't know, the committee members, I don't recall them saying that those would be locked at any particular time.
They said that.
Go ahead.
I think the maintenance gates were going to be locked and only open for, Parks Department crews, those big, large gates.
Right, and those were the double gates, but the other entrances would be for pedestrians only.
Yeah, the way that the plan seemed to be laid out is there would be a single pedestrian entrance out to the pathway near the park, and then there would be a split, interior, kind of a contained area where you could either go off into the small dogs area or the large dogs area. So those were the other 2 gates, but they're inside the park. So there's only really one pedestrian entrance that goes out into the main park area, and it's possible that could be locked or not. I'm not entirely sure. It might depend on the overall hours of the park itself, since it's within Shore Road Park.
Okay, do we have any other questions or comments?
Yes.
Go ahead, Julie.
Hello? I asked a question in the chat. I was looking at the pictures. What was the building that was pictured in the photo where there was like a fence and there was a building beyond it? Brick building?
Simple. That's just a sample.
That's just that wasn't okay, because I didn't know if that was a proposal to put a building there or, okay, so
No.
just
an example.
I just wanted to be sure. Okay. All right. I also think that the hours should be restricted.
The only intent.
Lori, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, sure, Mark.
Please, if you like to speak, there's a raise hand function on Zoom. We will not necessarily see you waving your hand on the screen because there are 3 screens worth of people. So use that raise hand function, please.
Where's that?
And Diane's hand is up.
So I just wanted to clarify, the only thing that they propose on putting in the area is a bid. And that is able to want to support.
There is an interruption. We cannot hear.
Okay.
We cannot hear.
For those of you who are not speaking, can you please mute yourselves? Use your mute feature and then unmute yourself when you're going to speak. Okay, go ahead, Diane. Maybe we can hear it now.
No, so that was the only thing I wanted to clarify, is that the only thing that they are said that they would be putting in the area besides the benches, storage bin, and that would be the only structure.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Again, use your raised hand feature, your Zoom feature to raise a hand, and then Mark will be able to see who's wanting to speak. Do we have anybody, Mark?
Dan has his hand up.
Go ahead, Dan.
I'd just like to add, because we were talking about hours of operation, one of my questions to parks was whether the lighting would be sufficient to fill the entire space. There are only lights on the upper portion of it near the path, and they said they would be installing some high-capacity LED lights that would keep that entire area lit even off hours, so it would be very easy to see if anyone was in there and keep it safe, especially because it kind of goes off a little bit. And it's mostly just grass, so should be easy to spot anyone, should be a little bit safer than the surrounding area with those lighting.
Thanks, Dan.
Barbara's hand is up.
Go ahead, Barbara. Barbara, you got to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. No, just to add to that, the idea of the maintenance and the hours and the lighting, will they be cameras? So if something happens there, that there'll be some kind of recording.
They made no mention of any kind of cameras or any of that kind of technology.
Yeah, I think with the parks budget, I don't know that we're going to be that lucky.
It would be luxury.
Yeah.
These things become a little deserted and a lot of strange things happen. It could be a place where unsavory activities can be happening under the guise of going to walk a dog.
Well, I actually have to say, I'm very familiar with that, with, the park and walking a dog there at night. And I was very happy to hear that it will be well lit, because the area right now is very dark. It's been fenced off for a long time. It's been in a state of disrepair for years. And I really think that this will brighten it up. And I would think that it would make it more safe with all that lighting.
All right.
Lori, I also want to add.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Other dog run that is on the other side of the by 68th Street, that side of the highway. They don't have any camera system there as well. Is that correct? I don't have a dog, so I really don't know.
No, they don't. No.
That seems to be much open. A much more open area maybe not as I don't know, secluded, as this new proposal.
Yes. Yeah, that's the area that's visible even from the highway at Owl's Head. Yeah.
Right.
Josephine's hand is up.
Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add that the Parks Department is requesting just an endorsement of the design as it was presented. I think a lot of the questions about hours of operation and all can be addressed when the Parks Committee joins with the councilman's office to work on forming a friends group, as we have with other dog runs in the district. And I think it is important to have a friends group. We have one at some of our others in the district, at Owl's Head and at Dyker Beach Park. And I know for Dyker Beach Park, we were instrumental in helping form that group. So I do think we can resolve a lot of those issues at that juncture. But tonight, we're really tasked with reviewing the design and endorsing the design for the Parks Department, for them to go ahead in the process.
Okay, so thank you for the clarification, Josephine.
Sorry, you have Dan too, Lori, sorry.
Dan, I just wanted to give a final comment of I'm really excited to see so much attention being paid to the southern part of Shore Road Park lately, especially with the new ramp just north of this, and now a dog run. It should increase and attract more people to use this part of the park. So I think this is the first step on making this part of the park a lot less sketchy that a lot of people remember it. So I'm really excited. I know at least 10 friends who live down in the 90s and the 100s that want to walk their dog over here. So just giving that as an anecdotal bit.
Judy Grimaldi, can I make a friendly amendment? I mean, since this is about design, could we include a recommendation for some sort of surveillance cameras because it is in such an isolated spot? Would that harm the application since this is about design?
Well, they did the fact that, they're on a very, very tight budget, even
that's their job to figure out. But our job is to make recommendations, and they could say no, but if we never ask, we won't get it.
I have no problem with that.
So I
think that's fine.
That we include a request for surveillance cameras for safety reasons for the users of this area because it is so isolated.
Okay. So do we have any other discussion on that?
Doris's hand is up.
Go ahead, Doris.
Clarification. We're only discussing design now. Maintenance and other issues will come back to the board. Will it proceed with other issues before it comes back to the board after the design is approved?
I think that Josephine indicated that that's something that would be worked out with the Friends Committee and with the Parks Department. So right now, the only thing they're asking us about is the design. As to the hours of operation, I'm not really sure about that. I guess it would depend on the Friends, and also, this is part of the park. So, it goes by Parks Department rules. Joe, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I would just agree that there are rules by parks that are posted. When there's a friends group, there is once it's an organized friends group, they can set hours of operation if that's what's agreed to on by the group and the Parks Department. But there will definitely be a follow-up meeting. This park is planned to be completed in 2022, and I can assure the members who are concerned about it that we will have a meeting with to establish a friends group in advance of the park the dog run being completed.
Okay, so if we have any more comments about the design in particular,
and
who would be monitoring the cameras?
So typically the cameras have a live feed, like the police department, they have a continuous feed, and that feed is retrieved when there's an incident, and the police department have the ability so typically surveillance cameras are not monitored, live. In my experience with the Argus camera, it's only if there's an incident and that time would be, retrieved.
And they're really a deterrent. Not that they're going to stop the crime, but if someone sees the camera, they may not act because they see it there.
Okay. Do we have any other hands up questions about design?
Let's come to an end because
Elsa, you have to
noise here and there. We repeat the same thing over and over.
Stella, thank you.
Yeah,
Somebody's raising, sorry,
there is such a noise again and interruption that it's really, you have the phone on your ear and you have to concentrate and there is noise, static noise, and you cannot hear very well. So let's come to an end for that particular subject.
Okay. So now I'll get to you in a minute, Stella. Does anybody else have a comment or a question? Okay. Then on Stella's recommendation, we're going to call the question. So all in favor of the committee's recommendation with the friendly amendment as suggested by Judy Grimaldi.
Me. I had a question.
Go.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I understand this is taking a long time. We usually do a roll call. What I'm going to ask is if anyone, listen very carefully, if anyone is against, is not in favor, please.
Stella is in favor. Stella Kokolis is in favor.
Stella, got that. Okay,
I cannot see you, but at least I can hear you.
Mark, can you mute Stella, please? If anyone is against the motion, please use your raised hand feature on Zoom.
Where is the raised
Have anyone? Mark?
Doris has her hand up.
I'm opposed.
Where is the raised?
Okay.
I don't think it's true.
Anyone?
Shut the door.
That's okay. Any other hands up, Mark?
I don't see any.
How do I get hands up?
Larry, are you using?
No, I was trying to make a comment before, but no one.
We asked to use the raise hand function on participants.
I recognize that you were trying to make a comment.
Where is it? Where is the raised hand?
Okay, Josephine, we're going to have to do a roll call. Go ahead.
Hold on, Lori. On the participants on bottom or the more?
The more.
There are different places. It's in different places based on what you're using. Or
see participants, chat, share screen, record, and then it says reactions. It doesn't say anything about a hands up.
Do you have the participants open on the right side?
Participants open. It says it's in the middle.
Do you have the list of participants open?
No, I don't.
When you tap on participants, Larry, on the right-hand side.
Yes, I have it now. Yes. All right, now you want to have it now?
On the bottom, there should be a raise hand function.
All right.
All the way to the right, Larry.
On the right
side on the bottom.
I got it. You hear it now?
Does everyone have it?
Yes, Larry's hand is up now.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Speak up if you are voting against.
Larry had his hand up. Barbara has her hand up.
Okay. All right.
Now
going to try. Well, let's use the raised hands feature for in favor.
Yes, I did. I just had a comment about that synthetic turf, how resilient that's going to be. And they're mixing it with the grass.
Yes.
I can actually answer that really quickly. The Parks Department said it was a turf specifically designed for dog parks and dog runs.
So it's not going to be ripped up and then it's going to be replaced. So.
All right. I need to bring this to an end. Yes. Josephine? Joe, I think we're going to have to do a roll call because the raised hand isn't working. And in the interest of time, I'd like to do a roll call. So can we please have a roll call vote?
Oh, come on.
Josephine,
Joe,
are you there?
Joe, are you there?
Come on. I'm here.
Okay, Joe, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Tracy Britton,
In favor?
Jane Kapitanakis,
In favor.
Shirley Chin,
In favor.
Judy Collins, Judy, Doris Cruz,
Opposed?
Doris, against?
She's opposed.
Correct.
Okay, Ida D'Amelio,
In favor.
Richard Day,
In favor.
Michael Devine,
In favor.
Ann Falutico,
In favor?
Carmen Feliciano,
In favor.
Michael Festa,
In favor.
Barbara Germack,
In favor.
Diane Grenardis,
In favor.
Steve Griffith, I think he's absent. Judy Grimaldi,
In favor.
Steve Harrison's absent. Dan Heddix,
In favor.
John Heffernan, absent. Justin Hyatt,
In favor.
Jill Hajar,
In favor.
June Johnson, June, Habib Juday, Brian Kazuba,
In favor?
Stella Kokolas,
In favor.
Marty Lentz,
In favor.
Nick Leonardos,
In favor.
Stephanie Mahaney,
In favor?
Ryan Mahoney,
In favor.
Anthony Marino,
In favor.
Ruth Mazer is absent. Nick
here.
Massad.
I see Ruth.
She's
Go
here.
ahead.
Favor.
Oh, hey, Ruth. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm here, but I can't vote. I'm abstaining.
Okay, abstain. Thank you, Ruth.
I can read the issue.
Okay. Nick Massad,
In favor.
Iris Muley,
In favor.
Nick Nicolopoulos,
In favor.
Susan Pulaski,
In favor.
Dean Racina,
In favor.
Dr. Ramawi, absent.
Absent.
Joe Sokolowski,
In favor.
Larry Stelter,
In favor.
Henry Stewart,
In favor.
Janet Taub,
In favor.
Julie Thumb,
In favor.
Sandy Vallis,
In favor.
Barbara Vellucci,
In favor.
Lori Willis,
In favor.
Michael G,
In favor.
Ed Yu.
In favor.
Okay, that concludes the roll.
Thank you, Josephine.
Thank
Carries. Thank you very much, Diane, and the committee. And next we move on to the nominating committee report.
Lori,
with Judy.
Lori, there's a hand up.
Yes.
Jenna has a hand up.
Sorry, I have my hand up. So just because it's Ramadan, I'm going to go early, but I just want to let everyone know I am tutoring anyone for free at this time. So if anyone has any kids that need any help from middle school, elementary, and even into high school, please do reach out to me. I am doing that now. So have a great night, and I will see you guys next month.
Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you, Jenna.
Okay. Okay. So I'm sorry, Judy Grimaldi.
Okay. So the nominating, can you hear me? Fine. Okay.
Yes.
The nominating committee met. The committee I'd like to acknowledge was Tracy Britton, Ruth Greenfield Mazer, Susan Pulaski, Michael Festa, and myself. I was serving as chair. We met twice. The first time was on Tuesday, July 28th. And we met in quorum, and we determined the process for selecting the slate. We established that we learned that all of the officers who have hold the positions now are eligible for an additional run. So we made the outreach to those officers and learned that all of them were willing to serve again. We also sent a notice out, which the district office sent the notice out. Thank you very much, staff. And it was emailed to all board members saying if anyone was interested in nominating someone or self-nominate for the position of officer, that they had to let us know by May 5th. And we received no additional nominations. So the committee met again on Wednesday, May 6th at 7 p.m. I was not able to be part of that meeting. And thank you to Susan Pulaski for running the meeting and for stepping up. It was attended by Tracy Britton, Ruth Mazer again, and Michael Festa. And Dorothy Garuccio hosted the meeting. And at that time, we determined that since there were no other nominations from self-nominations or other nominations, and that the existing officers wanted to continue in their role, that they expressed their desire to continue, we are now proposing the slate of officers to be: for chair, Lori Willis; for vice chair, Jean Marie Kapitanakis; secretary, Sandy Vallis; and treasurer, Brian Kasuba. So I'd like to thank all the members of the nominating committee for serving, and that at the June meeting, this slate will be offered unopposed, I believe, and therefore we will be able to all vote at the next June meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. And now, old business. Any old business? Anyone? Do we have any hands up, Mark?
I do not see any.
Okay. Any new business?
Oh, wait, sorry, Doris. Doris and Barbara.
Okay, Doris, go ahead. Is this old business or new business? Just because I called them both. Go ahead, Doris.
Doris, you have to unmute.
Okay, I did. The nominating committee, just for clarification, and they said they met in July.
No, did I say that?
Yes, you did.
I did?
I love you, girl, but you said July.
Oh, my God. We met on April 28th at 2:15, and then again on May 6th, 2020. Sorry, thank you. Where did I say to?
And Barbara?
Yeah, this is a new business. I know that this is a question that, I still can't understand why liquor stores are under the title of essential businesses. But right now, if you go to a bar, you can walk out with a drink and you can walk in the street. And now in Manhattan, you see people are congregating outside of the bars at night. Do we have any plan? Does the precinct have any plan regarding the public drinking?
Good question.
Yeah. I don't have any information on this in terms of, and I don't know if that's been a great problem in our area. Josephine, do you have anything on that?
We haven't received any complaints about that, but I certainly could reach out to the precinct commander, absolutely, and report back to the board. I could call him tomorrow and learn from him, how they're, if they've been handling that, because I've been inside, not out myself. So we could ask him if he's had these types of issues, how he's handled and how he will continue to handle it as we approach the summer months.
Yeah, especially like this coming weekend and the weather gets warmer. In Manhattan, it was on the news all day long that people, they came in parties, or there were like 10, 15 people hanging outside the bar with their drinks, some with masks, some were not, but they were standing outside the bar. And just this afternoon, a friend of mine said that he met another friend. They passed the bar. They bought a beer and walked through 3rd Avenue with a beer in a cup today.
Well, I
certainly
think
that is not allowed.
Yeah. But
you're allowed to walk out with an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. But as things open up, I mean, it is a good question, and a good question to put to the police department, because as things open up, I mean, there are going to be, we're encouraging, more and more people to frequent businesses. And I see you, Barbara. I hope that's water. More and more people to frequent businesses. And they do need a plan and maybe some guidance, although I know, everything's developing minute by minute because it is a new situation for all of us. So there's a lot of trial and error. But, if Josephine can reach out, that would be great.
Doris is next.
Okay. I was on a Zoom meeting with my homeowners association from Fire Island yesterday. and this issue came up. And there is an SLA regulation that you cannot carry an open container of liquor. And on Fire Island, they're looking for the Suffolk County Police Department to enforce it. So there is existing regulation, and it's a very, very important issue to be addressed. Thank you, Barbara.
Dean?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo that the regulations say it's when the bar sells, it's for on-premise consumption. So, the old rules still apply. We need enforcement. That's the bottom line.
That was Dean.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was Dean.
But the mayor and the governors are they're saying you can go out and do this.
I didn't read any executive order to that effect, but I think that's what's happening.
It's on the news.
Sorry, I know I'm not a board member. The executive order is they can sell it for takeaway, but you're still not supposed to drink it on the street.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
Okay.
Jane Marie. Jane Marie?
Yes, I just had to unmute. With the we've always had a situation by the park on 67th Street between 3rd and 4th Avenue has had really a growing homeless encampment, especially during these difficult times. And so I just wanted to raise that issue once again as that it being an issue of concern for our community, and if whatever possible outreach can be done at this time.
Okay.
Jane, I will tell you that I did speak to Captain Conwell, and he did raise that issue with me today about homeless in the northern section of the district, and they are working with DHS and outreach, and I will relay that specific location to him as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Brian?
Hi, I know in some parts of the city they've been doing open streets. I was wondering if there's been any consideration about doing that in Bay Ridge, since I know it's an area that we're used to having our street festivals and our walks and lots of block parties as the days get better. I'd love to see some of that down in our areas to sort of expand the footprint of where people can go when it's nicer.
Well, I think that in our district, we have, as being part of the city, we have one of the greatest, areas of parklands, as compared to other areas of the city. So we do have a great amount of parks for people to get out in. So I don't think there's been any proposal in our district for having, the open streets. But that doesn't mean that there aren't considerations for that, coming down the line, as things open up. Josephine, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, I just want to add that I spoke with the Department of Transportation today on this very topic. There has to be an applicant, a community group to apply. And so far, there was one application for an open street on Marine Avenue that was made. But unfortunately, Marine Avenue is a bus route, and the cross streets that were on the application were non-existent. And if there are any other open street applications, the Department of Transportation will notify the board, and I will share that information with you all.
I think the most part, I think you're right. I don't think we have great parks. I think the problem is because we have great parks, people from other neighborhoods are going to start coming to our area to take advantage of it. So it's not just our neighbors, but neighboring neighbors. And I think it could be a situation where we run into have not having a lot of places to go.
I tried to raise my hand, Judy Grimaldi. That point, Brian, is what I'd like to make. Our parks, especially along the Shore Road area, attract the immediate surrounding areas. And if we don't have a place to absorb all those additional people, they're going to overrun the park. It'll be impossible. And what will happen is they'll close them. So I don't know if portions of Shore Road, I know it's a bus route, but portions of Shore Road could be open. And so the spillover from the park could extend out because it's going to spill over.
Doris?
I have a long-term question because I was discussing this with someone. And they said it's wonderful, but as the city reopens, it would be very helpful to have streets that are closed for additional pedestrian and bicycle traffic so that people feel safer traveling once the city is open for business. And I just put it out there so the discussion is out there for everyone to think about and our elected officials. Thank you very much.
Dan?
Yeah, and I would absolutely agree with both Doris and Brian that, like, it would be very sad to have a summer in Bay Ridge where there has not been a stroll of some kind, even though it would not be a organized stroll with actual people. Like, we'd have to enforce social distancing, but just opening up one of these avenues sometime this summer, or multiple avenues to let people walk and enjoy the sunshine, even for extended periods of time, that would be amazing and keep the spirit of what makes Bay Ridge so special. And one of the, like, I have had friends who've moved here and that's the first thing they knew about Bay Ridge, and it's the thing that kept them here. And I just love to not see that go away.
Diane?
I have two questions. If, for example, we would consider closing off Shore Road, would they reroute the buses that go along Shore Road? Including the express bus, et cetera, would they reroute it to maybe a Ridge Boulevard, or you can't go all the way through Narrows, so that might not be a consideration? That's my first question. And I want to second what Dan said. I mean, walking along 3rd Avenue, maybe that would absolutely help us support our local businesses as well. And so I would be in favor of something like that.
Okay.
And, yeah, sorry, I don't know the name. Host from Bay Ridge.
Halsey and I already spoke.
That's it, Lori.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. I would like, if we have a motion to adjourn. I've got
Put it
Diane.
first in.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Night.
Thank you very, very much for
Have a good
your
night,
time.
everyone.
And
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
work on shortening it if I can.
Keep healthy.
Take care, everybody.
Be well.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Nick Nicolopoulos. Goodbye. We're not going to see you again at the meeting. Hopefully
Thank you so much, Nick.
So long, Nick.
Good luck, Nick.
So long, Nick.
We'll miss you.
Good luck, guys.
we'll miss you very much. Thank you,
Bye,
Nick.
Nick.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Josephine.
Mark.
Thank
Good meeting.
Thanks, Lauren.
Good night, all.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for your coordination.